the morning, get ready, watch the news, breakfast, out of the house.
First people to leave on the street and one of the last people to get home.
I have never personally worked a 40-hour week in my life.
When we first started in 1990, I think we had about 800 acres.
I'm excited to share what we do down here because it's so different.
Our goal out here is to make the best quality product we can.
Coronation Peak Ranches farms about 2,700 acres of vegetables, along with 1,300 acres of melons. Lettuce, the cauliflower, and the broccoli, romaine, red leaf, green leaf. We start planting those latter part of August, they're into January. On the melons, we farm about 400 acres of fall melons and about 900 acres of spring melons, cantaloupes, honeydews, mixed melons. We're a pretty unique environment. We have a winter vegetable program, then turn around and follow with the summer program.
Everybody wants to be a farmer until planting season. It's a lot of hard work. Every tractor driver, every irrigator, every sprinkler guy out there laying that pipe, it takes every one of us to make that crop.
We're very intensive farming and we have something happening all the time. Irrigators irrigating generally every day. We have sprinklers that are running somewhere every day. We have discs running, rippers running, listers, planters, mulchers running, some tractor operations, cultivators, spiking, side dressing, blade work, taking care of roads, taking care of ditches, thinning crops, hoeing the weeds out of crops. We have to have an office staff that can keep on track, watching the bills that come in, getting the bills paid, checking against the budget. We have our organic program, food safety, payroll that has to go out. You know, come early November, we're harvesting somewhere, and even then, we have a slight break, and come May, we're harvesting cantaloupes.
Good morning, Juan. Ya declo estos? Trying to figure out how to get water to that end. I got to get water all the way around. You're trying to work the ground up behind produce, and you're under the gun to get the ground turned around and get the crop planted, and it can get very interesting. Nah, let's tirar aquí porque es donde él dice está bien. So let's tirar aquí, pegarla. No le hace. Sí, tirar por aquí así no le hace. You know, take our irrigators, for instance. I mean, there's times of the year our irrigators, they're sleeping in their car for over a week straight. They never go home. So they do what they have to do.
When it's cold, it takes a long time. Sometimes 7, 8 days running sprinklers just to pop up the lettuce. As soon as it gets hot, that thing just pops up like popcorn.
be all right. Just jump out it. Confirm. It is ready for water. Take a little look at the lettuce, see how it's growing. Take a look at the growing point, make sure it's not gonna bolt on me. I think we're in good shape. Ready to go for Monday. That water, one more, we're gonna have some lettuce here. The water that we use here comes from the Colorado River. And that water makes its way down from Hoover Dam.
This is new for us. We always use a gator pipe to water our lettuce on the last cutting.
If I order water today, it takes about 3 days for that water to make the trip.
Lo vamos a seguir haciendo y si no jala, vamos a poner Gary porque todo el tiempo hemos regado con Gary. Looks pretty good.
Mike Villarreal works harder than anybody else in the world.
Mike's like my go-to guy on things that are happening in the field.
When I tell people about my job and what I do, and they tell me, you know, our foremen, they don't do that. Everybody has called me that I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, I'm trying to do my job. I thought it wasn't gonna work, but it works better in gator pipe. I'd rather have this than gator pipe. It's faster, it's easier to hook up, and this, as soon as it's done, you just take the clamp off, pull the main out, and get it out. And the other way, you have to be in the mud. Better in the gator pipe. And I think we're doing a real good job. The only thing I don't like about it is the weeds.
Lateral running north and south along Avenue G. We wouldn't have a crop at the end of the day if we didn't use any. It's not a disease and pest-free bubble out here. You're constantly fighting the elements. Your disease comes in because of temperature and humidity. Got microclimates. Insects can ruin a field overnight, and the right conditions on any given morning, your entire field could be infected with a fungus. This morning, we're putting a herbicide on some melons that they planted, and later on this afternoon, we've got some lettuce to spray. Keep those crops healthy.
We're standing in the cantaloupe field. This is one of our first cantaloupe fields planted for the season. We plant it on the south side of the bed on about a 27, 28 degree angle to try to generate as much heat as we possibly can. Once the plants are up and established, we come in and we thin and we clean the fields. And then after that, we'll start knocking the beds down and centering the beds up. There's a big chunk of it right there. It's good dirt though. It just takes it takes a lot more input to get the ground prepared, you know, to plant than Dome and Welton.
Dome Valley dirt is mostly loamy or sandy loam soil, where Yuma Valley ground is all clay-based. The difference is that this valley, Dome Valley, was formed by the Gila River. Yuma Valley, that soil was formed by the Colorado River. So by the time the Colorado got this far down here, it was much finer sediments.
So right now we're in Dome Valley, just below the peaks of the Muggins Mountains. We're actually growing honeydews back here behind me. They've been planted, I think Friday and Saturday is when we got done planting them, so 4 or 5 days ago. They've been being watered since Sunday. We're waiting for the water basically to sub all the way up to the top. We know we've got enough moisture in there to carry it on for the next 50 to 60 days. So what we're looking for when we're planting is the seeds not too deep or too shallow. Generally out here, because it's a lighter soil and it can seal over, we're only trying to go maybe as much as a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch deep. But we measure the spacing based on what we want to thin out to.
From the outside looking in, it looks just like a desert to most people who aren't familiar with Yuma County or agriculture in Arizona. We're taking the back roads along the Gila River. to get out to our field. We're putting a preventative material on for powdery mildew. We only spray when we need to. What we do use is a lot safer than what it used to be. The amount of products that we have to use today is extremely reduced from what they would have to use in the past. If you think about it, if you put an ounce per acre on a field of a product, that's in that ounce is a small percentage of the active ingredient that's in the product. So you spread 1 ounce of a chemical over 43,000 square feet. It's a very minute amount that goes. Having the opportunity to grow both conventional and organic crops has taught us a lot on how we can farm. I think it's important to utilize pieces of both conventional and organic farming. Every piece of dirt is different. Whatever is best for that piece of ground, what will produce the best crop on that piece of ground. So we do grow organic. We're certified organic fields now.
The majority of the organic program for us this year was romaine hearts, and we also have some organic cauliflower this year, and then we are also doing organic broccoli this year. Every year we're kind of doing a little more. I believe we're going to be doing some organic spinach next season. This is our most recent field that is being transitioned. So it'll be 3 years, and this will be organic ranch, full organic ranch.
And here's one of my favorite things to do. Watch this. Cart is out. Field is done. Woo!
You're driving down the road and you see that product that you helped grow, you were a part of it, and you see those boxes, say it's a Taylor Farms or a Green Giant or a Foxy brand lettuce going down the road, and you see them going down there, and you're like, I was part of that. I had a part of that.
It's amazing to me how fast it gets there from the field to the store in just a matter of days.
But no, I think what I enjoy about the job is the fact that you start with nothing, and you work hard, and you do the work that it takes, and you produce something. You produce a crop, and you're feeding the world. I mean, it's at this point in my life, with as many years as I've been at this, it's reasonable to suggest that almost everyone in America at one time or another has probably eaten something that came from my farm.
And when you stand out in the middle of a lettuce field and you're looking at a small area of how many heads of lettuce there are, and then you look across that field and you start adding up how many heads of lettuce are just in our field, and you go, you can see how many people you're actually feeding. That's very, very rewarding.
It's extremely satisfying knowing that I got to play a role in that. People might never know my name. They'll never know that bag of romaine came from Coronation Peak, but I know.
I love it. I love it, and I hope I'm still here for another, who knows,
Well, I think the consumer just needs to know, today in the vegetable industry, when you buy that product off the shelf, it really should have a label on it that says professionally grown. Because we do consider ourselves professionals at what we do here. We take great care in producing a quality, safe product from the field.